exciting to be back today on Ladies and Gents. It's going to be amazing. And with me today is my darling husband, Pastor Peter. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you. It's so exciting to be here. I'm very excited. You should subscribe.
You like, comment, and follow.
Yes, put down your comments there so that we'll get your questions and your responses. Your questions are going to be answered in the next episodes of this program. So be sure you put them down, both questions, comments, and what you think. It would be of great help to us.
All right. Today we'll be talking about something very interesting. Something very, very interesting. We are going to be talking about the danger signs in relationship. Danger signs in relationship.
All right.
Yeah, you wonder, this relationship, marriage, must we marry? Yes, you should marry, except otherwise. You should marry. Family is the heartbeat of God. When God began the earth, when the earth began, it began with family. God didn't start the world with church. Didn't start it with a school. He started it with a family. So it's a heartbeat of God. So it's a concern, and it's something we must talk about so we can eventually build good and healthy family. So we are here to talk about danger signs today.
Because if your marriage works, family will work. If your family works, the society will work, and would have a better place to be, and you would have a better life. So that's why it is important. All right.
What you see as or how you see marriage eventually matters to the decisions you are going to be making. Some see marriage as just a contract. Some see it as just a forum, an official, specialized forum to have children. Others see it as necessary evil, something they have to do. It's an evil, but they have to do it. But marriage is an institution ordained by God. It's an institution that God has ordained. It's not evil. We have professors, we have doctors, we have people that have gone to school, go to learn a particular thing, study for years, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, as the case may be, to become professionals in a particular field. But when it comes to marriage, something we are going to do for the rest of our lives, from the day we say I do, we don't think it's necessary to learn anything about it. We don't want to read about it. We don't go to school. Actually, it should even have maybe like a course to take in school on marriage, but there's nothing like that. And yet we want to just succeed. We should learn about marriage and how to succeed at it. And with that, we can have beautiful homes. Yeah.
There's this scripture I find very interesting, Luke chapter 2, that the Bible talks about Jesus. Jesus had a very short span of ministry. But I realized that almost all through the life of Jesus, he was doing ministry. He says there was a time he was in the temple with doctors and teachers, but he was asking them, the Bible says he was listening to them and asking them questions. He was not teaching. He was not. So it's the same. Marriage is very important. You must not be married to learn about marriage. Jesus was listening and asking questions for the appointed time when he would do ministry effectively. So for you, it's a good time to know about it so that when the time comes, you would be married successfully. So it should be prepared for. It should be prepared for.
All right, we're going to be looking at few danger signs. All right, we're going to be taking the first point. Like I said, it's not in any order of importance, but the first point we're going to be looking at today is where you are in a relationship with someone that is too secretive. When a person is too secretive, though you talk, it looks like you guys are talking every day, but yet you are knowing nothing or very little about that person. Is a danger sign. When we say danger sign, we don't mean you should go and break the relationship because you have seen danger sign. We mean you should pay attention to that thing. Whether you are trying to know and the person is still trying to conceal the thing, you should know that the person is secretive. And then when you know very little, it's not very healthy for the relationship. So pay attention when you know nothing or very little, even when you make attempts to know the person. is a danger sign. You look at.
Yeah, both in the relationship and in the marriage, secrets are a time bomb. When secrets exist, eventually it blasts. It blasts. It causes a blast in the relationship, and then things just go haywire. So make sure that secrets are not kept for an appointed time in the future. See, whenever a secret pops up on its own, it's a problem. It is better that in the course of interaction, in the course of talking, communication in the relationship, those things are discussed rather than kept as a secret. That is actually the purpose of relationship, for secrets to be opened. Yes, I know that the timings of the secrets being discussed matter, but it's something that should happen eventually. So please, let there be no secrets as much as possible.
As much as we say you should not keep secrets, we are not saying that the moment you meet someone and then it's a relationship, you just start pouring out. There are stages. There's a phase where you need to say a particular thing. Sometimes the relationship needs to grow and mature before some other things can be disclosed.
Yes.
So you will be careful too. In as much as you don't keep secrets, you don't release everything at the same time or at the infant stage of the relationship. So you'll be wise to know when to release what and how to bring the information out.
Yes, during the last Ladies and Gents program you had, there was this discussion, this example that I brought up during the questions and answer session that I said, I used an example of one of the parties being an HIV positive person, for example. That's not a secret that you open up on your first day of relationship. It should be as the relationship grows. And like I said, there might be one or two things you would want to expose the person to before opening up that kind of secret. For example, it's not everybody that knows that you can have a healthy relationship with an HIV positive person and life moves on fine. So, because not many people know that, if you happen to be HIV positive and then you meet someone, you can start by either exposing the person to possibilities of marrying a HIV positive person, and then possibly take the person to counselors, a counselor that can discuss with the person, this is this, and then possibly the counselor could also help you tell the person, okay, this person is HIV positive, but a successful marriage is still possible with this person. That's just an example of secrets that should not be opened up the moment relationship starts, but you shouldn't go too far. So it must be it shouldn't go too far, but it must be opened up at the proper time.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then the other danger sign I would like to talk about now is when the person's exes or ex, everybody the person has had a relationship with before is bad, is evil. Everybody that this person has had a relationship with is either tagged evil, bad, and always on the wrong. This person is always the right person in all the past relationships. That's a danger sign, because you are soon going to be one of those evil persons that he or she is relating with. So when this person's story or history of relationship is that the person is always the right person and all the exes are always bad, evil, wicked, and the like, you should know that is a danger sign. Because very soon you are going to be one of those evil.
Yes, I call it the danger of self-righteousness in relationship. When the person is always the right person, then it's a danger sign. And like she said, you would be that bad person eventually when he is telling the story, because there's a possibility that you can become the ex. Yes, there's no guarantee that this relationship you're having with this person is going to end up in marriage. So when you become the ex, what would be the story that will be told about you? How you know is the story of the other exes that are told to you. everyone has strengths and weaknesses. So if the person would rather talk about only the negatives of the other persons he or she has been in relationship with, then you see that the person is a negative person. The person could be a sadist. The person does not see good. Yes.
Everybody, you see, when you meet with people, what you see is their weaknesses. You hardly see strength.
Yeah.
Every time you meet with people, what you see is their faults.
That's
their
a problem.
Weaknesses.
That's a danger.
That's the problem. That's a
danger
sign.
Yeah.
So the other danger sign we'll be looking at today is where you're in a relationship with someone, the person does not call nor return call, does not communicate. The person does not even bother, not appreciate communication. Anyone that does not appreciate communication, it's is a time bomb, is a danger sign, because relationship is communication. Without communication, there's no relationship. So when you call somebody, the person does not call, the person does not return calls, and all of that, you should know that this person is not truly ready for a relationship. If you proceed in such relationships, you might have the danger of being in relationship with yourself.
Yes,
in quotes.
Exactly.
Yes, you are with someone, but actually you are in relationship with yourself, because communication is relationship. Relationship is communication. So if you are not doing that, you should know that you call or communicate with the people you think are very important to you. So when you see that that is not happening, every day you are struggling to communicate and the person is not reciprocating, just know that you are not as important to that person as you think.
Communication is actually what you would do for the rest of your life in marriage. Yeah. In fact, that's what makes marriage beautiful. So if the communication is already having issues at this point, just know that a lot of excitement, a lot of the vibes that you are having at this point would drop significantly when you get married. So if you're having issues with communication at this point, then you should know that that's going to drop significantly when you get married. Yeah.
Okay. The other danger sign we'll be looking at is when you feel intimidated, or when the person always intimidates you, rather. When you are in a relationship with someone and the person constantly intimidates you, is a danger sign. The person makes you feel worthless. The person makes you feel that if I don't intimidate this person to be on top, this whole thing, the person just wants to be on top by intimidating you. You know, I've had a situation like that, though we're not in a relationship. A particular guy, he was my colleague. We worked together. I didn't know he liked me. He liked me, but never came out direct. But every time he was coming around, all he was trying to do was to ensure that I'm intimidated. Comes with intimidation when it comes to
professional intimidation.
Professional especially. It comes to my bench, or we call it bench, where I'm working. Instead of saying, okay, what are you doing? Okay, like this and like that, he just comes up. Even when it's right, he just tells you, why don't this thing? It's just to do it like this and to do it like that, and he just wants to intimidate. And for that, it's a danger sign. You don't intimidate the person. When the person is constantly intimidating you and making you feel worthless, is a danger sign. Like I said earlier, we are not saying go break the relationship. We say go and look at that area carefully. If you are always being intimidated by this person,
you should be looking for someone that makes you feel on top of the world.
Not
someone that makes you feel you can do even what naturally you feel you are not able to do. Somebody who builds your morale, somebody who energizes you, somebody who has a you can spirit that tells you can, and pushes you to become a better version of yourself. That should be the person that you should be fostering relationship with, and not somebody that is always trying to make you feel, this one you're doing, this one, is this the best you can do? No, that's not the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, you know? Yeah.
Number 4, someone that is rude. You are in a relationship with someone that is rude. Is a danger sign. This person is rude and arrogant, harsh to every other person. You bought public transport, the person speaks rudely to all the drivers, rudely to receptionists, rudely to people around, especially if he or she thinks this person is below, like not up to your level or up to your standard, it's a danger sign, because very soon that rudeness will get to you. It will become you. So you must be conscious of that.
Yes. You just know that this attitude of I love you, I can never be rude to you, is a lie. Is a lie. There's a level of politics that has to be played in every relationship, So if the person is rude to everyone, and when it comes to you, he's nice, rude to his parents, rude to his colleagues, rude to people on transit, like she said, and the person, you say, but he doesn't do it to me, or she's not rude to me. It's not true. Give it time. Give it time. When you guys, marriage has a way of making the two parties become really familiar with each other. You know what they call see finish? See finish must happen in marriage. So by the time see finish happens in that relationship, you would become the number one victim of his rudeness or her rudeness eventually. Yeah.
All right. Number 5. When you're in a relationship with someone and you don't feel safe, you are always scared. Sometimes you can't really even explain it, but you don't feel safe. You are always feeling frightened. You are not yourself. You can't be relaxed. You feel like you are not safe. It's not a good sign. It means there's a check. You are having a check.
Even what you naturally could do.
Yeah.
In the presence of the person, you're feeling fidgeting. Like, yes, you're fidgeting. You're feeling like, if I miss it, I would be in trouble. Yeah. So the way I would speak, I would soon be in trouble. The way I relate, I would soon be in trouble. You just have this fear that you're gonna blow it. You're gonna blow it. So that tells you that this person does not make you feel relaxed. Yeah.
All right. Number 6, when you are in a relationship with someone that lies. This is very funny. It's like lie is like a normal thing. People think that lying is normal. People think that to lie is it's not just lie. Lie is not a big deal. I can manage that one. My brother or sister, lie, you can't tell to what extent a lie can go. Today he's lying about where he is, and to you that's just like it's just I'm on my way. I'm in Abuja right now. Actually, it's not in Abuja, it's in Lagos, and that is not a big deal to you. I went to the market, and from the market, and then there was no market at all. It's small lie right now. You can't tell to what extent this person lies. You can't even tell if the person is telling you if this person is even married as you are in that relationship, because the person lies. Lie can be very big. The person can even be that the person's name and where he comes from can be a lie. Even what the person do for a living.
You remember there was this gist you were telling me of a particular lady that married this guy and did not know the actual age of the guy didn't know. They were not married. They were in a relationship. Yes. Okay, they were in a relationship, and she had told him a particular age. Yeah. And the guy believed it, but the relationship didn't work. Then she eventually died. And years later, on her obituary,
when he saw her real age, that was the girl he was dating.
Yes.
He was shocked. But this was not the age she told me. Lies can. It just looks like it's just small, but it can be very big.
So the person could lie to you, even if the person is an ex-convict.
Anything.
The person you see, you can once a person lies, the person could be a cheat. Everything seems to have its roots in lying. Lies, yeah. So the person could just be anything bad, and you can't hold on to what the person has told you. So lying is a very serious danger sign.
In marriage, eventually to bring distrust. Because you know that when he says, I'm going to work, you are not sure because he lies. You just believe that probably this work, maybe he's not even going to the office.
Yes.
Say we have a meeting in Abuja. And then because he lies, you just believe that this guy is not going to Abuja.
Before you know it, you're falling into the temptation of putting syndicates and the detectives everywhere to help you check where your wife is or where your husband is. So it just has a lot of children and grandchildren
You can never
that
tell
would
to
cause
what extent
a lot
lie
of
will go.
problems in the relationship.
All right, the next point is manipulation. When you are with someone that manipulates things to their favor. Manipulation, the Bible says, is like a sin of witchcraft. When everything is about turning it eventually to favor themselves, that's manipulation. Things have to go in a way that eventually it will favor that person. That's manipulation. You know, sometimes you see that you want to talk about a thing or you want to suggest a thing. However it goes, the thing will be manipulated eventually to favor one person. That is a danger sign.
Yes, and a lot of times manipulation is used as a weapon. When certain issues, I mean very serious issues are being discussed, and then this person begins to cry.
Unnecessary.
You now start shedding tears, and we need to make a very serious decision here, or a serious matter that concerns you or your improvement, especially when it has to do with them improving on a habit or a behavior or it's something important. The person now begins to cry as if the person is being victimized. You see that at the end of the day, there's no headway that can be made. And at the end of the day, if a decision would be made, it would have to be made in the favor of the crying party.
And playing the cry victim. Sometimes does not necessarily mean that the person has repented or that the person is sorry. You just see that this person just cries. And sometimes you are trying to find out, okay, so what should we do? Where do we go from here? The person is crying. So sometimes
another weapon that is used for manipulation a lot of times is shout, quarrel, unnecessary display of anger.
You know that you cannot bring this issue up. If I bring it up now,
reasonably, we discuss it reasonably,
she will get angry. She will flare up. So you are forced to keep it
because you don't want the atmosphere to be tensed. You don't want an unpleasant environment to be stirred up. So we'd rather leave this issue and continue to pretend that it does not exist, because the other party would, a lot of times, especially in marriage, especially our female folks, you come up and say, okay, I don't like this about what you're doing. Before you know it, the man that brought the issue would, at the end of the day, be the person that is saying, I'm sorry now. I didn't mean it to be so.
In this case now, they are dealing with us, so but we'll take it.
But that's
how it is. That's how it ends up becoming. Yeah, so that's a danger sign. It's a danger sign. You shouldn't allow manipulation to continue to lead the relationship. Eventually, in marriage, you might not be able to put up with that level of manipulation all your life. So you should pay attention to
when
that.
Manipulation is building up.
And you should recognize it. You should be able to recognize when the whole thing is manipulative. All right, the other point we want to look at right now is when the relationship is moving too quickly, too fast. You are meant to lead the relationship. Like you are meant to move. You are the one to be moving the relationship and not the relationship moving you. Relationship don't drive itself. Like relationship is just driving the both of you. And then when we are asking, I've seen a case like that, where you ask the person, why is the thing moving so fast? And the person seems to not to have a control over what's happening. No, you are in control of the relationship, not the relationship in control of you.
You remember that beloved sister, a very beloved sister. Of course, she was telling us, okay, I'm in a relationship with this person, but there are issues and we're trying to resolve those issues. But then all of a sudden, we just heard, we're getting married. Say, you're getting married? Are you pregnant? Because of course, that's the first issue that comes up. Are you pregnant? No, I'm not pregnant. So what's happening all of a sudden? The relationship started driving her all the while she was driving the relationship. So we're like, please calm down. Calm down.
Marry. Just slow down.
but she had
Slow
already
down.
entered the relationship train,
Yes.
and it was
Yeah.
out of her control.
They were on
So
the slope.
we continued to ask, please slow down, slow down, slow down. But it never worked. And then the marriage happened. And then all of the things we were trying to slow her down to check eventually became things that she would have to check after the marriage. And at that time, it was too late, and the marriage couldn't last. Did it last a year?
Not really. They were there, but it wasn't there.
It was not. They were there, but not
not
there
there.
until
Yeah.
they were not there.
Yeah.
Until
Just
they were
within
not
1
there
year.
eventually.
But the rush
You know.
was as though they could not wait. And they
Yes.
entered, and in less than a year, they were done. So sometimes when the relationship is moving like there's no break, put a break. Match break. Let it go slowly. So you can be in control of what's happening in that relationship.
You know, time is very interesting.
Time can do wonders.
Time is a relative thing. When someone says, I don't have time, sometimes you might just be talking about minutes or an hour. But you see, when it comes to marriage, you would realize that
There's
you
time.
have time.
There's time.
When the troubles come, you discover that you have all the time in the world.
There is
That
time.
relationship that you couldn't wait for you to know the person very well.
You will know
Now
the person.
you realize that you have to stay with this person for the rest of your life. And of course, there would be time. When we're talking about 20 years, 50 years,
the rest
60
of your
years,
life.
now there is time. So those things you couldn't wait for, you would have to wait for eventually because there's time.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. And then we are going to be, the next point is when a party or both parties are extremely jealous, too jealous. You know, jealousy sometimes is misinterpreted. Some people see jealousy as a sign of love.
Yeah.
But when there's extreme jealousy, I want you to know that it's not healthy, it's a sign of danger. And then people just believe that it's because he loves me, it's because she loves me. If you love me and you're not jealous over me, it means you don't love me. That is not true sometimes. When it's too much. And jealousy, you can't tell to what limit it will go. When the person is too jealous, it can lead to any other thing. And it does not know, people believe that it's because you are in a relationship, when you get married, the jealousy will reduce, or when we start aging, when she gives birth to one or two, he will calm down. But it's not true, because I've seen a situation where they were both old, like they were done giving birth, children had grown, and the man was still jealous and beating her over that. As she's coming back from the market, a market woman that sells palm oil, looking dirty, worn out for the day, she will greet her neighbors as she's returning home and greet, and her husband will beat her. Why were you smiling like that when you were greeting that man? It's a trouble. It's a problem. So when one party or both parties are extremely jealous, it's a call for concern. It's a danger.
I know you would say even God is a jealous God. So actually, we are not advocating for an absence of jealousy, because there should be an extent of jealousy that that makes you want to have the person you have as your own. So we are not saying that because you shouldn't be extremely jealous. Everybody can just hold your partner or hold your wife or your husband. You come and see your husband or your man lapping another lady, and you say, they say we should not be jealous. So you're not jealous over. No. That's foolishness. So love would require that you are jealous to a mature extent. Jealousy becomes extreme when it loses trust for the other person. The moment trust gets out of the way, that jealousy has become extreme. If you love the person, you have to trust the person. Absolutely. And then in a loving way, tell the person some actions that you are not comfortable with. I don't like the way you behaved in this situation towards that person. I think you allowed the other person to go beyond their limits and all of that. So, but there should be a level of it. But the moment it becomes extreme, you discover that it has become a problem in the relationship.
There must be boundaries.
Yeah.
In as much as we say you shouldn't be extremely jealous, you should know that the moment you step into a relationship, the moment you agree to be in a relationship with someone, then you must set boundaries with other people. You cannot be as free as you are with the person that you are in relationship with, and then same way with everybody, then there's a challenge. There must be boundaries. The moment you agree to be in a relationship with someone, you must set boundaries on how you relate with others.
Yes.
There must be a difference.
Yes. Yes. And then if you are in a relationship with an extremely jealous person, I want you to know that you cannot solve that problem. It's a sign of insecurity in the person's own self when someone is extremely jealous. Jealousy is a display of the insecurity that exists in the person, that I cannot have. I am not sure that this person will be honest. I'm not sure. So when the person, it's an exhibition of the person's state of insecurity in them. So don't allow that person to exhibit or to display his, or don't allow the person to make you the victim of their insecurity. I think that's the point I'm trying to make here. Don't allow anybody make you the victim of their insecurity.